What is going on, everybody? Sports Expert here, and we have another MLB rumor video to do today. And before we start, please hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel for MLB content every single day, live streams, videos, whatever that is. Turn on the post notification bell so you don't miss any content, as we do a ton of MLB news involving the Yankees and all 29 other MLB teams. And hit the like button. Hitting the like button helps our video, so I would really appreciate that, guys. Helps everyone around in the baseball community. And comment what you think, as that helps as well. Would appreciate it. So, breaking: Yankees showing serious interest in prime trade candidate. We'll get to that right now. As while a trade seems unlikely for him, the New York Yankees are expected to show serious interest in Brewers relief pitcher Josh Hader if he is made available. Yankees want this bullpen to be put over the top come postseason time. Unknown who Brewers could target as a return. So the Yankees already have two top shelf relievers such as Clay Holmes and Aroldis Chapman. But the thing is, a guy like Josh Hader would put their bullpen absolutely over the top already with their elite starting pitching staff. So the Yankees, it's unclear what the price would be, but at the same time, the Yankees, they could pay it. I mean, they have some depth in that farm system that the Brewers could be looking at for a guy like Josh Hader just to capitalize on his value. A guy like Devin Williams could be the closer. So, I mean, a trade for a Hader is unlikely, as the Brewers are in contention as well, but they definitely could cash in, as he is unlikely to sign an extension with the Brewers. So, if you're the Yankees, you definitely show interest. Do you make a trade? That's uncertain, but at the same time, you have to look at it and say, is this the piece that gets us to the World Series and it gets us to a championship? You gotta consider it, because Josh Hader, he's been arguably the best reliever in baseball for a few seasons now. There's no doubt about it. So, yeah, if you're the Yankees, go after Josh Hader, and look at your other options. Obviously, as you could go for an Andrew Benintendi, you could go for an Ian Happ, but Josh Hader, I mean, according to John Heyman, if he's made available, the Yankees will look at it. So, hey, that's what we got there, as he could be the golden ticket of this trade deadline if the price is right. Cubs outfielder Ian Happ will be one of the more sought after names at the trade deadline, as he has one extra year of control in his deal, and two teams that may look to acquire him are the Toronto Blue Jays and the Tampa Bay Rays. So the Blue Jays and Rays are going to be looking for an outfielder come deadline time, going to be looking for some depth, and Ian Happ could be a guy that, fills in. He has versatility on the defensive side of the ball as well. I think the Rays would be the perfect fit here for Ian Happ. Absolute perfect fit. He would add some very well-needed depth. He can DH. He can play outfield. He's hitting .290 this year. He has solid pop in his bat. Perfect player for the Tampa Bay Rays. If the Rays do want to compete again like they have been for years now, Ian Happ could be that sleeper guy they take and, just, put him right in the lineup. I mean, there's not much other to say than that one extra year of control is what the Rays will be looking for, as insert him into the lineup for a couple of seasons and, go move on from there. Not sure what the prospect capital would take to get Happ, but I'm assuming the Cubs will ask for quite a bit. But a team like the Rays can afford it. The Blue Jays can afford it. There's a lot here. So if you're the Cubs, I mean, take advantage at this point, unless you really do want to compete next year. Not sure how likely that is, but Ian Happ, they will definitely listen to offers, and I think, the most of the AL East will look into Happ. Just looking at the needs and, the profiles. I mean, hey. The Los Angeles Dodgers are exploring potential trades for platoon outfielder bats with the injury to Mookie Betts, and they now have acquired outfielder Trace Thompson, who's been with the Tigers and the Padres this year as well. Has not had much of a very well-known track record in the majors, hitting only about .207 or around there. He's just a platoon guy with Eddie Alvarez until they get Mookie Betts back. Not a big deal. They basically acquired him for cash. So the Dodgers acquired Trace Thompson. So they'll platoon him, with Alvarez, who's not too bad but not great, so. But the Dodgers just needed some depth, as it doesn't seem like they're fully ready to commit to one of their prospects in the minors just yet, such as Miguel Vargas, so, which makes sense. Don't want to rush those guys just for a 10-day IL stint to Mookie Betts. The center field trade market seems to be thin, and one player that could be available is Royals center fielder Michael A. Taylor, who has solid defensive ability and can hit at a 270 pace. So the Royals, they will be looking to sell as well. And Michael A. Taylor, who they could have traded last year with the year of control. I mean, I believe they recently extended him, though. So the return for Taylor may not be absolutely earth-shattering, but I think you can get a solid return for a guy that hits 270 as one of the better defensive center fielders in the game. I believe he did win the Gold Glove last year for center field, if I am correct. So the value is definitely there with Taylor. There will be teams, like maybe a Houston Astros, maybe they give up a top. Will you get a top 10 prospect for Taylor? Unlikely. You could get a top 15 easily, though. No doubt about it. There's definitely lots of value with Taylor. Very underrated player. Arguably one of the more underrated players in the game. Has a bit of power, too. You know, so he could be a guy that hits 270, 20 home runs, and who plays every day, especially with a contending team in a lineup where he could be very well protected. So if you're the Royals, you know, capitalize on this dude's value. I think you could get something solid for him. As I just don't think, you know, the Royals really need to keep him around if they're not really going to compete right now. So I appreciate everyone being here. Sports Expert here. Please hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Turn on the post notification bell. Like the video. Comment what you think. I'm out, guys. Sports Expert here. Peace.